BiLSTM is a type of recurrent neural network. So a neural network is basically an artificial network that is designed to model the human brain. Traditional neural networks had a shortcoming that they considered each word in a sentence as an independent entity. This means that the sentence "the sun rises from the east" can be considered the same as "east from the rises sun the." Now the second sentence does not make much sense. So in order to make the neural network understand a sentence, it needs forward and backward context. When we hear or read a sentence, we often make sense of it by keeping in mind the part of the sentence that we have already read. Sometimes we also need to know the next part of the sentence to make sense of the part that we've already read. A BiLSTM model performs this task by analyzing the vector representations of the sentence generated by word embeddings in forward and backward direction. It then later combines the forward context and the backward context of the word in the third layer. Then a conditional random field or CRF will generate the labels for the sentence. Use of CRF is particularly essential in situations where the model has to take context into account. This is how a BiLSTM CRF network works. After a model has been created, the next step is to train it. A model can be trained by providing it with some training dataset. The training dataset can be manually annotated by a subject expert. Then the dataset has to be analyzed by an ML algorithm so that it can be used for looking into patterns in the data. Various open source frameworks like TensorFlow, Spacy, etc. are available to perform this task. The last step is to test the newly trained model. After this, it can be used for making predictions. Now, the concept of distinct supervision is applied to the first step of training the model. It is a time-consuming and costly affair to manually annotate training data. So, in order to make the process shorter and less expensive, pre-existing knowledge bases can be used to train the model. These databases are already annotated and can be readily used for training.